So what do you think has caused what objects or things causes water shortages, and why is there water shortages?
A lot of the water shortages are usually due, and it can happen anytime, and it used to happen even before climate change. So a lot of them are due to the weather conditions and how much is stored in, for example, those underground reservoirs of safe drinking water. They can run low, so we've been tapping into a lot of those reservoirs for a long time, and they don't last forever. They get refilled at a certain pace, and if we take water out quicker than they can be refilled, then at some point they will run out. And obviously, as I just mentioned, climate change is one of the biggest causes of shortages in certain areas. So, for example, if it's getting warmer and warmer, the climate, then those areas will get drier. They will have less rain. They will have less water that seeps through the ground into those underground reservoirs, and therefore people won't have, the wells won't be filled anymore. People won't be able to draw water out of that. So a lot of it is probably due to climate change and places getting drier over time, and therefore running out of water sources, such even as overground sources like lakes are starting to dry out, ponds are starting to dry out. So those are some of the causes that can lead to water shortage for people.
So where do you think people get their drinking water from? Like their healthy drinking water for like places that are like lack of water sources or whatever.
Well, generally, even so, anywhere people usually get their drinking water from wells, from big underground aquifers. In the U.S., there's also some reservoirs that are overground, and the water gets then taken out of there and filtered and treated to make sure it's safe for drinking. A lot of the third world countries, it's either wells, sometimes it's straight out of lakes and streams, out of rivers, which isn't necessarily always safe drinking water. So those are some of the options how people get their water for drinking and for cooking, etc.
What would happen if those sources, those places you just mentioned, didn't have, well, if they have water, but if the water wasn't fresh or clean enough?
Well, quite often what's the problem is that one possible solution that people have been trying out is, for example, getting safe drinking water from seawater, from ocean water. You just have to filter out or find ways to get rid of the salt, which people can do, and then that water is safe to drink for people. You said only 20 to 30 seconds.
So why can both floods and droughts cause problems with clean water access?
Okay, so floods is pretty straightforward. During floods, quite often what happens is, let's say, for example, the river's overflowing, it will actually flow into wells, and it will probably also, sometimes it can break the pipes, the water pipes, and that leads to a shortage of clean water. If you have dirty river water in a well, you can't use it.
Thoughts on water insecurity?
Oh yeah, that's a better way. I think that water should just have the confidence to be what water wants to be and not feel so insecure about who they are.
Yeah. So what are some reasons for some countries to not have drinking water? Like what's the deal with that?
My guess is they want some people in the population just to die because they're annoyed with them.
Right, Trump? Like nothing's happening yet, but he's a billionaire.
I was gonna say most people from like Central America, especially like Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala.
Whoa,
places
whoa,
like
whoa!
that.
Why are you disrespecting my country right now?
Oh, you're from Guatemala?
Yeah, I'm from
Oh,
Guatemala and Colombia.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean my grandmother's doing well over there.
Oh, okay.
Why? So yeah. Anyway, how would floods, such as droughts, or even climate change in general, would affect the drinking water?
Well, if there's a drought, there's no water, right?
Yeah.
So then you just be drinking air. But I think that's called breathing. I could be wrong.
Yeah, unless you're not born yet and you still breathing water.
That's true. Amniotic fluid, yeah.
And floods.
I have a really big boat, so if there's ever a flood, I'll be able to take all the animals on board and protect myself.
What happened if the animals were mad and want to eat you or something? Then you're fucked, right?
Probably, yeah.
Don't worry, I'm gonna censor that, I think. So yeah, last question. What are some solutions for everybody to be to ensure that everybody will have safe drinking water in the near future?
I think that any time that it rains, you just have to lay down on your back on the ground and open your mouth, and then that's how everyone can get water.